Let me ask you something. If a pilot flies a plane without proper sleep, it's a national issue. If a truck driver drives 18 hours straight, it's illegal. But if a ship officer works 20 hours during port stay and then back to bridge for navigation, nobody talks about it. Why? Because it happens in the middle of ocean. Today I'm going to talk about the rest hour crisis on board merchant ships. No drama, no victim mindset, just reality. What are rest hours? As per the convention, minimum 10 hours rest in 24 hours and minimum 77 hours rest in 7 days. Sounds fair, right? On paper, shipping looks regulated, safe, and structured, but on board reality, very different. Now, coming to the port stay reality, let's talk about port. The loading operation, discharging operation, inspections, charterers, terminal representative, agents, customs, PSC, provisions, stores, bond, crew change, and your watch continues. As a third officer on tanker, you are by default responsible for cargo operation, tank inspection, mooring stations, ballast operations, safety rounds, documentation, email reports, and then someone says, make sure the stars are compliant. Bro, bro, I haven't slept. The hidden reality. Adjusting rest hours. This is the uncomfortable truth. Rest hours are often adjusted to avoid non-compliance. Not always forced, but sometimes understood by all crew because nobody wants detention and PSC observation. But what I would say, nobody wants bamboo from office. This is where the system silently fails. Why are Indians more inclined to ignore the rest hours? This is not about nationality, superiority, or criticism. It's about culture. Indian seafarers are highly hardworking, extremely resilient. They are used to pressure, conditioned to adjust. From college days to cadetship, we are taught don't complain, work hard, prove yourself, job is important. Even I think like that since my cadetship days. And to that, to which we are doing it for competitive job market, contract dependency, family financial responsibilities, fear of being marked difficult. So what happens? We tolerate fatigue, we normalize the exhaustion. It's a part of shipping, we say, and slowly fatigue becomes our culture. From second mate who has to complete passage plan anyhow during his off time before sailing, while still doing the 6 on 6 of NCCR, to the chief mate who have to answer the cargo queries in his off time. Every crew is entitled to accept and show extremely resilience to the rest. And it's not limited to officers. Deck and engine crew face the same issue pertaining to the job responsibilities. Now coming to the management pressure, it is the silent layer. Let's talk about management. Not all companies are bad, but commercial pressure is real. Ships are businesses and charterers don't pay you to sleep. And delays cost money. So indirectly, the faster turnaround, minimal manning, continuous reporting, zero delays and zero incidents. But human beings are not machine. You cannot optimize fatigue. Now, what is actually important? The health at risk. This is the dangerous part. Fatigue leads to poor judgment, slower reaction time, irritability, communication breakdown, mistakes during critical operations, and on board tankers, one mistake is equal to a big accident. Fatigue also causes hormonal imbalance, high cortisol, poor recovery, mental burnout, depression tendencies, and nobody talks about mental health on board ship. Look straight, we joke about it instead. Now the real danger, bridge and engine room. Imagine it's 2 a.m., Singapore Strait, hand steering is on, and radar sweeping, and third officer has only 3 hours of sleep. And for engine room, you can consider 18-hour port continuous watch, and then the engine watch. One wrong decision, it takes it all. Shipping is very unforgiving. Now, why this crisis is getting worse today? Earlier ships had slightly slower operations, less digital reportings, fewer compliance layers, very few paperwork, and now emails never stop, inspections are frequent, documentation increased, and crew size is reduced. Technology increased the work, but actually it didn't reduce it. They are not at all ready to accept that we have to work like this. Now, what can be done? This is a practical solution and not idealistic. Number first, realistic manning. Minimum safe manning is not optimal manning, at least for today's system. Number two, port relief system. Extra officers shall be appointed during heavy cargo operations and tank cleaning operations. Number three, strict non-punitive fatigue reporting. If someone's declared fatigue, if he is ready to accept that he is fatigued and he can't continue his job, it should not affect his appraisal. Number fourth, cultural shift. Stop glorifying. I didn't sleep for 48 hours. That's not dedication, that's risk. Officers' self-responsibility. Now here, what it comes, is priority sleep. As an officers, you have to prioritize your sleep, eat properly, stay physically fit, speak respectfully but firmly. If you don't protect your health, no one will. And not forgetting, companies have already provided systems that monitor and predicts your rest hours. It is known as rest hour planners. Fill it up honestly, and if any violation expected, bring it to the notice of captain and work it out. But I know we are all thinking this doesn't happen actually on board. But that's the point. We have to. Now, this is my personal closing. I love shipping. I'll choose this profession. But loving something doesn't mean ignoring its flaws. Rest hour crisis is real, and unless we talk about it openly, nothing changes. Shipping doesn't need more silent heroes, it needs safer professionals. If you are a seafarer watching this, comment honestly. Do rest hours really reflect reality on board the ship?